Hello and welcome to the fourth video in this series about APA style. Today I'm going to continue with the introduction section. In the previous video we already learned the basic formatting in Word in order to make the first line of every paragraph indented and another couple of things. As discussed before, the introduction is also the place where you write your theoretical background. Therefore, here is where you will write the most of your references. So today we will learn how to make in-text citations and quotations, and most importantly, what is the difference between them, and something about paraphrasing. All this in order to give proper credit to the people whose research influenced your work. This will allow you to avoid plagiarism or self-plagiarism. And just a quick note, this is not a video about the reference sections of your paper. There will be a video for that one. So let's start with some basic definitions. What is the difference between citation and quotation? A citation is using a particular idea that you got from another author. So basically you are paraphrasing here. You are not using the exact words that you found in another paper or a book or a website or something, but you are using the idea behind it. So that's a citation. And a quotation is using the exact words of another author. So let's take a look at the quotations rules. Here's where we ended the last video. Now if you just come to this video, this is the text that was self-generated by a code in Word, so don't mind about what it is reading here. That's just to show how the introduction should look like. So first rule for quotations: if the number of words is fewer than 40, then you must use double quotation marks and include it in the text. So here we are in this part, let's say here on the second paragraph. And let's say it is based on the work of, say, a fictional researcher, namely John Doe. So the quotation includes the author's name and the publication date, unless they have been previously mentioned in the text, as well as the specific page reference, introduced with the abbreviation P or double P, not italicized. So there are two ways to make a quotation with the author's name at the beginning of the quotation. So we might be saying, let's just mark here bold just for reference. So let's say we were saying, for example, in our paper, in our own words, in order to give a proper interpretation of the results of such experiment, comma, though the last name of our fictional researcher, then though, last name, then parentheses, the year of publication. And you can write, for example, suggested, colon, and here you open quotation marks, double quotation marks, and let's just return this to normal. And since this is in the middle of our sentence, we can start with lowercase. So we set till here. So now we close the double quotation marks, we open a new parenthesis, and we must type in the number of the page where this sentence was taken from. Now we put a comma after that parenthesis and we continue with our own idea. So for example, we said in order to give a proper interpretation, blah blah blah. Then we said here, I don't know, which leads to blah blah blah, and a period here. That's one way to use quotation. The second way is to make the quotation and then include the references at the end of the sentence. So it should look like this. Now just let me change the color of this just for your reference. Now, and let's write a comment. I will upload this Word document for your reference if you want to take a look at it. So review, new comment, and let's write here quotation style 1 less than 40 words. Now let's take let's say this is the sentence or the two sentences we are going to use as an example for a quotation from the work of John Doe, 2012. It should look like this. You can start with your own idea. So for example, a proper interpretation of the results of an experiment like this one can lead to blah blah blah, because, and here you open your double quotation mark, say this part inside the quotation marks are the one from the text from John Doe, you close it, the double quotation marks, and after you have closed the quotation marks, then in parentheses you must write the reference like this, open parentheses, last name, year, comma, and page p.314, close parentheses and period. And let's add another comment, style 2 less than 40 words. Now, if your quotation is longer than 40 words, then you must include it in a separated, indented paragraph. Not only the first line, but all the paragraph. So a quotation of that sort should look like this. For example, let's say we start here, and we can write Doe 2012, close parentheses, has a different view about the interpretation of the results of an experiment like the one presented in this paper. Then colon, hit return, and here you need to move also this arrow here. So now the complete paragraph is indented, not only the first line. So let's say this is our quotation taken from Doe 2012, and close here, sorry. First the closing quotation mark and then the period. Now let's mark this also with a different color, green perhaps, and add a comment. So quotation style 3 more than 40 words. So this is if you are just using one paragraph, but if you are using two paragraphs, then I'll show you later how it should look like. But before, let me show you what I call quotation style 4. That is when the reference at the end of the sentence. Now, before I forgot to add here the page number P314. Now you close that. Now the other way is that you write something here. For example, other researchers has a different view about the proper interpretation of the results, blah blah blah. Then you write the part of the sentence, and here in parentheses you write the reference like this, and that's all. So the difference is that with more than 40 words you are taking the reference in a separate paragraph, and the paragraph is indented. Now let's say this is also part of the quotation from Doe 2012. So again, this must be indented, but first line of the second paragraph of the quotation must be also indented 1 centimeter, 0.2 from this 1 centimeter indentation for the paragraph. So that's all. Let's write here the Doe, 2012, P314 and period. Finally, some extra notes about quotations. If there is no page available to include in your quotation, then you have to include the paragraph in parentheses with the abbreviation para. So for example, here's your own idea, then come the quote, para, punct 4, and close parentheses. Now, if you want to add emphasis to a word or group of words because you feel that they are really important to support your thesis or to dismiss something, then you can italicize them, and after this italicization, then you in brackets write emphasis add. So let's say we say these two words are really important to support our thesis, so we make them italic, and just after that in brackets you write emphasis added and close the bracket. So that's pretty much all for quotations. And at the beginning of the video I said I discussed citations and quotations and something about paraphrasing, but since the quotations alone have taken all this time, I don't want to bore you to death at least in the same video, so I will make another single video for in-text citations and paraphrasing. So thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next video, which will be the third part of the introduction section.